it's Nancy with Nancy's Nibbles of Life, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Nancy and I'm on the WW plan. I'm on the blue plan and I get 23 points a day, and I love bringing you videos centered around WW content. Sometimes to keep things interesting, I'll bring you a travel or a beauty vlog, but my channel is mainly focused on WW. I have a fun video for you today, and it's about tracking. You know, summer is over, and it's kind of time to get back to tracking. So let's fall back into it. Let's talk about it. So I've said this before, I love the WW program. It's the easiest program for me. The fact that foods are given points versus counting calories, which could get a little tedious for me, just makes it more easy for me to track what I'm eating and to be able to stick with a tracking journal. You know, it's the key to the success on WW. It's certainly the tracking. But you know, the summer months don't make it easy on us. Between family vacations, beach days, just hanging out outside, maybe enjoying the warm summer evenings and eating and drinking and enjoying the season, you can get away from tracking. And I've gone on a couple of vacations this summer, and I have to tell you, it was really hard to get back into the mode of tracking. But I have come up with 10 ways that I think that you will probably agree that it's a little easier to get back on track if you use these tips. I have a list here. You know, again, I'm old school, just a sheet of paper. I've written them out. And then these are no particular order, but just again, 10 ways that I think will be very helpful for you to get back on track. And of course, I use these as well. So my first tip is to cook your favorite WW dinner. For me, that's always a salmon, a nice fatty piece of salmon, and maybe something like a fried rice, which you could easily do on WW and keep those points nice and low, because I'm on the blue plan and the salmon is 0 smart points. But even on the purple and the green plan, salmon is not so bad. So for me, that is my tastiest meal, and it's my go-to when I'm trying to jumpstart my points again or my tracking again, is to cook my favorite meal. So I know everybody has one here that's a low point favorite. So that is my first tip for you. Cook your favorite WW meal and know that you are off to a great start. Okay, my second tip is to pre-track your meals. So speaking of those favorite WW foods and that favorite WW dinner that you cook, pre-track your meals the day before. For example, eggs are 0. You know, I have every now and again an Olay wrap, the Olay with the turkey and the cheese. I know that's 3 points. So right there, I have my breakfast and my lunch tracked and my favorite dinner. And if you decide to do that the night before, track your meal because you know the points already, you're ahead of the game. You're probably more likely to stick to that meal. So that's another tip for you. My next tip is to recreate your favorite junk foods. I did this recently and it was so delicious. It was something kind of different, and it was nachos, breakfast nachos. I'm gonna insert a picture here of what that looks like. But it was essentially tortillas that I had cooked in my air fryer, and they got nice and crispy. I had some low calorie cheese that I spread on top and put some eggs on top and a little salsa. And man, it was so delicious. And you couldn't tell me that those were not nachos from the restaurant. So I love nachos, and I created something that curbed a craving to go out and get. And it was nachos made right at home without any oil or fat. Just that air fryer was able to make my tortillas nice and crispy, so it really felt like nachos. So delicious. Okay, my next tip, number 4, is to drink plenty of water. Flavor your water. You know, I have my Mios. I use that quite a bit. And for something different, I may have hot tea. You know, it just places my mind into a different space. You know, hot tea always just kind of makes me sit back, relax, and think about what it is that I'm doing. So drink some water, drink flavored water, drink your favorite 0-calorie beverages, and consider some hot tea. Okay, let's move on. Okay, number 5, eat some 0-point foods. You know, that's a given. Tuna, eggs, all of those things that are 0 smart points on whatever plan you're using, incorporate some of those into your day. You know, one of the things that I find is that when I have gone on vacation or I've not been as disciplined in the tracking as I should be, I crave more food. I get hungry faster, and that, I don't know, it has to do with something like my body has gotten used to more foods. So when I fall back and try to get back into a space that I'm comfortable with in terms of tracking, I get hungrier faster. So make sure that you have plenty of 0-point foods around, because it just will help you in those hunger cravings. All right, let's move on. Number 6, go grocery shopping for the good stuff. You know, your fridge filled with the favorite vegetables and fruits and snacks that you like, that you know are low point and will help you in your journey and make it easier for you to decide what to eat next. Go make you out a list and buy all of those foods so that your fridge is nice and stocked, your pantry is nice and stocked, and you have choices. I buy some of the same things over and over that I know will help me. You know, those Olay wraps that I mentioned. I love those Tyson chicken strips, the Cajun or blackened chicken strips that are 0 smart points. I love the Just Chicken, the frozen chicken strips from Trader Joe's. I eat plenty of shrimp, all 0 smart points. So some of those things I have in my fridge all the time. So go grocery shopping for the good stuff so that your fridge is stocked. Make your decisions easier as you go about your day. Okay, let's see. The next one, change your reset day. Now this is a little drastic, but I've done this before, where I know that every Wednesday my points reset. I start again with, 23 points a day, 35 weeklies. But, if you're at a space where you haven't tracked in quite a while and you just need to start over, reset your day. Start right away. Do it the next day. Reset back to 0 so that you get your new weeklies and your new daily points, because it just kind of makes you feel like you're starting new again. No shame in that. Just start right on over, reset those points, reset your point day, and get right back in the game. Again, it's a little drastic, but sometimes you have to pull that card in order to get back on track. So that's another tip for you. Don't feel bad about doing that. Restart your day, restart your tracking, restart everything. Anything that works to get you back on tracking. Okay, let's see the next one. And this is number 8, meal prep. There are tons of videos out there about meal prepping. And it's a lot of work, but it really does save you when, again, you don't want to think too much about what it is that you're eating. You want to just make sure you have something within arm's length that's there. Even when I mentioned to you the pre-tracking feature that you could do, meal prepping helps for that. Speaking of meal prepping, I want to show you something that I've started to do recently that has been really helpful. And that is to create a little bit of a snack box. So, I have done this, and I think that it just makes my decision so much easier. I have one of these meal prep boxes that you get, and you could get this from Amazon. I'll link some down below where I got it. But essentially, this is a 2-point snack box for me. I have a boiled egg. I have some chocolate chips, some of those sugar-free chocolate chips from Lily. The Lily sugar-free dark chocolate chip, I love those. And I have some slivered almonds. 2 grams of the slivered almonds, 0 smart points. And if you get 13 of the dark chocolate Lily's chips, 0 smart points. I have a little bit of turkey in here and 1 light string cheese from Trader Joe's. So this is a 2-point snack box. And so after I've had my lunch, if in the afternoon I'm getting a little peckish, I have these prepped snack boxes that I can pick up. You could make them out of anything that you have in your kitchen. So you might want to consider making you a snack box. This 2-point snack box has really saved me from grabbing those bag of chips that I really wanted. Okay, let's move on to the next. Number 9 on my tricks to help you fall back into tracking is to watch shows that bring you inspiration, on TV or on YouTube. Something like The Biggest Loser. A show that really always helps me is My 600-Pound Life. You ever watch that show? That show brings me so much inspiration because Dr. No has great tips on what you should be eating. The patient success stories at the end of the show, they always grab me. And they always make me feel like I can do this too. So if you have a favorite show that you watch that brings you a little inspiration, put that sucker on repeat and start watching it, because it'll bring you some inspiration and you will wake up a new day and think, I'm gonna get back on track. So a little bit of inspiration wherever you find that. Watch me. That might be helpful. I'm kidding, but I do have some great YouTube people that I love. I love Sophia Marie Dee. She's so funny. I love watching her channel. I love Pastor Barnett. I believe she has a channel. I'll link them below. And Dish with D. These are some great WW people that I watch. So, wherever you can get some inspiration. Okay, my last tip for you, number 10, is to join a WW challenge. On the WW app, there are lots of challenges. I'm in one this week, and it is to track a food every day of my week. So very easy. You earn badges as you win these challenges or participate in these challenges. I'll leave a little link here or a clip here on how to do that on your app. But those challenges are so fun. I just announced that I'm doing it, and sometimes people will say, hey, I'm in that challenge too, and it makes you feel like we're in this together, and it gives you something to look forward to at the end of a week, getting that badge that says that you stuck to your goals. So that is my final tip for you. Join a challenge. Well, listen, I hope that these tips were good, and I hope that you incorporate a few of them, and more importantly, I hope you fall back into tracking. So, listen, if you liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. I mentioned to you that I recently hit my 1,500 subscribers. That's so cool. Let's keep climbing. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video and leave me a comment. And then guess what? I'm going to see you on the next one because I have lots more content to share with you. Okay, guys, take care.